Howie here, Howie's Late Night Rush on Lake Tahoe Television, where every week we have a new and exciting comic, usually two. But this comic takes up two comics because he just has too much energy, and I might add, it's a rare treat having him up here. Bobby Slayton.
Why do you, I never understood why I went for 4 minutes. Ben, if you have to be on it, but to have another guy on here taking up my time. You know, I always love coming up here, and it's so funny. You know, I'm just playing the improv at Harvey's.
Right.
I always like to say this on TV. It doesn't pay a lot of money.
No.
But I come up here because just being in Tahoe, it's just so great. And I'm not sure it's just Tahoe, but when you play so many crappy places, it makes Tahoe look even better. You know?
Well, it's also the people that make the place worth coming to, I think.
No, it's not the people. I don't like people. It's the lake that makes it worth coming to, and the buffet, which I love with a passion at Harris. I love buffets. And you know, and by the way, you know what they need to do? And I said this on stage last night. It didn't get a big laugh, which I'm surprised. I said, you know, they have these signs in the elevators. They have them all over Vegas. They have them all over Nevada. They have them up here. That says, you know when to stop before you start. Right. You know, it talks about gambling. I think they need to do that at the buffet. I think people need to know when to stop before they start, because people are stuffing their faces. And look, I stuff my face. That's the idea of a buffet. Right. But I think it gets to a point when they say all you can eat, they need to say to a guy, look at you, that's all you can eat. I think you've had enough. You're a bad role model for your kids. You shouldn't smoke in front of your kids. You certainly should not do drugs in front of your kids, and you shouldn't stuff your fat face like some of these people do in front of their fat little children. And they walk across the street, and it looks like the family of ducks with the whack, whack, ducklings waddling across the street. You know, they don't have a chance in hell because their parents. Do you see why we don't need another comic? This is why.
You look, before you get going again, I've known you for a really long time, and it's just funny to actually like be here and just like one-on-one with you, because you always bust my chops. But it's weird to be in Tahoe, and yet not that you followed me up here, but you have such a history, a long, torrid history up here with the lake.
Yes. Well, I got married up here.
Right.
22 years ago.
Wow.
My daughter was born when I was doing a show at which was Caesars. I was doing a show, and I'd never canceled a show. But, you know, I said to them, I said, you guys, it was that afternoon. A friend of mine was working with John Heyman, and I said, I got to get back to LA. My wife is giving birth. She gave birth, you know, three weeks prematurely. And I had a couple of weeks on both sides. So I said, you know, I took a month off. And of course, like the day after I leave, she goes into labor. And, you know, and I just had to get back for the birth of my daughter. And, you know, I never told you the story. Do we have 1 minute?
Yeah.
Let me tell you the story. So to get back from Tahoe, at the time, you know, there were flights, you know, you could fly down to Tahoe. But that day, there were no flights, so they were booked up. So I had to go to Reno. And to know my wife's giving birth, that 1 hour ride to the Reno airport, and that 1 or 2 hours waiting for the plane, and that 1 hour plane ride. I mean, this is just, you know, let's go already. In this anticipation, I want to see this. I want to make sure my wife's okay. I want to see the baby. And then that 1 hour ride from the airport in traffic to the Santa Monica Hospital. And I finally get there, and I burst through the door. And the first thing I said to my wife, is it white? So I swear to God. And there was a black lady behind the screen nursing her child. And I said it as a joke, but not, honey, are you okay? How's the baby? Is it healthy? Is it white? And I don't know if I planned that out. Those are the first words to my wife when I finally met her.
I never heard that. You heard it here first on Lake Tahoe Television. And we're on Facebook and YouTube, too.
Wow.
Yeah, not great.
This is great.
Yeah. Folks, Bobby Slayton, also known as the Pitbull of Comedy. I know you hate that sometimes, but hey, you know.
Yeah,
you can get his DVD after the show, too, Born to be Bobby.
And it's also available at Amazon.com. Let's get that in.
Check it out.
It's really good.
And you're working with Brad Track.
Who cares? He's not here. That was a total waste of time where I could get another plug in. That my DVD's a good Christmas stocking stuffer. It's never, okay?
All right.
All right.
And fade.